July 1996, the scorching sun beat down on Death Valley National Park. Temperatures regularly topped 120 degrees Fahrenheit, a place where getting lost wasn't an inconvenience. It was a death sentence. On the morning of July 22nd, a family of three was seen at a gas station in Baker, California, a man, a woman, and their young son. They were German tourists on a California road trip. Their names, Egbert Rimkus, 34, Cornelia Meyer, 27, and her son Georg Weber, just 4 years old. They rented a green Plymouth Voyager minivan and were last seen heading toward Death Valley. They were never seen again. Days passed. The rental car was not returned. No calls, no reports, no sightings. The German consulate grew concerned and contacted U.S. authorities. A formal search began. The searchers knew the dangers. Death Valley's vast, dry landscape hides its victims. With barely any cell service and endless heat, a single wrong turn could mean death within hours. Weeks passed, nothing, until October 1996. 3 months later, park rangers found the family's abandoned van near a remote area of Bamble Canyon. It was stuck in sand, miles from any road. Inside were empty water bottles, melted chocolate, and a German-English dictionary, but no signs of the family. No blood, no signs of a struggle, nothing. It made no sense. The area was far from any usual tourist route. There were no nearby attractions. Why did they drive there, and where did they go? Experts examined the scene. The van had been driven well off marked roads. There were no footprints leading away. With only a day's worth of water and searing heat, survival seemed impossible, but still no bodies were found. The case faded into unsolved legend. For 13 years, there were no leads. Conspiracy theories bloomed. Were they lured off course by someone? Did they witness something they shouldn't have? Was it a crime covered up in the most remote place possible? Locals talked of strange lights in the desert. One rumor said the family made it to a secret military area and were disappeared. Another claimed a cult operated in that part of the desert. No proof ever surfaced. Then, in 2009, everything changed. Two hikers, Tom Mahood and Les Walker, were combing a remote stretch of the park near Anvil Canyon. They weren't looking for the family. They were exploring a place locals called the other side of nowhere. And that's exactly what they found. In a dry wash, behind an outcropping of boulders, they discovered human remains, shoes, bones, a child's sandal, film canisters, a wallet with German ID. Authorities confirmed it was the Rimkus family. They had attempted to hike out after abandoning the van. Likely following a false trail, they succumbed to the heat, but one detail didn't sit right. The van was found in 1996. The remains were found over 2 hours away on foot in the wrong direction from the nearest help. If they knew they were in trouble, why would they go deeper into the desert? Even odder, the remains were not together. Each body was found separately spread over a wide area, like they had gotten separated or run from something. No signs of animal activity or trauma were visible. One investigator said quietly, "It's like they just laid down and vanished." So what really happened? Was it simply dehydration and poor judgment? Or did something else push them into the most isolated part of one of the deadliest places on Earth? Some believe the family was chasing something they saw a mirage. Perhaps there's something far more sinister. Others wonder if they were trying to escape someone. One anonymous park ranger later claimed there were unusual tire tracks found near the van that didn't match the family as rental. That evidence was never released. Even with the discovery, this mystery lingers. A family vanished. Their bodies weren't found for 13 years. No one can say for sure why they were where they were, and no one can explain the final detail. One of the hikers who found the remains reported finding a child's toy still standing upright untouched, unburied after more than a decade in the open desert. How is that possible? Welcome to my channel. When it comes to vanishing people, we typically think about massive investigations, news coverage, and extensive searches. After all, it would be difficult to miss someone simply disappearing in public, right? Well, that's exactly what happened in the case of a German tourist named Regina K. in 1996. She was simply strolling through Las Vegas with two friends when she suddenly vanished without a trace. Security cameras rolled as Regina walked along the strip with her friends. She was last seen wearing a white blouse and blue jeans. She was 25 years old. Investigators know that she was last seen in the vicinity of the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino. But how she got there or what happened afterwards is anyone's guess. The footage showed Regina walking alongside a man in a cowboy hat. It's possible he may have known her, but police have been unable to identify him. Another lead came when security footage revealed Regina alone again. This time she entered the MGM Grand on the 13th floor. The elevator doors opened, but she never exited. Despite the footage, the case went cold. Police have a few theories as to what happened to Regina. She could have been abducted, slipped out of the elevator and fallen, gone missing voluntarily, or met someone she knew in the elevator who walked her back out. However, none of these theories are as outlandish as the official reason given for her disappearance. According to the Clark County coroner, Regina could have fallen victim to, quote, an unknown acute sudden event, end quote. Though that sounds like a cop-out, it is true that people do sometimes experience sudden strokes or heart attacks. Still, Regina's friends tell a different story. She was young, healthy, and in great spirits the night she disappeared. Her friends remember her as someone who loved life and was never one to disappear for long. Unfortunately, Regina's case has gone cold with very few solid leads. Police are still seeking any information regarding the incident and are asking witnesses to come forward. Hopefully, the truth will eventually be uncovered. It's not always in busy cities that mysteries occur. Sometimes even the most remote places can hide secrets. Take the case of Dennis Martin, who stumbled upon an unsettling sight in the middle of the Utah desert. He was flying his remote control plane when he spotted a blue backpack. Upon closer inspection, he realized the backpack contained a dead body. Specifically, it was the body of 51-year-old Susan Powell, who had been missing since December of 2008, just a week before her disappearance. Someone had taken out a large life insurance policy on her behalf. Her husband, Josh Powell, was the beneficiary of the policy and was reportedly the last person to see her alive. During the investigation, officers noticed inconsistencies in Josh's story. For example, he told police that he last saw his wife when she left for a morning jog. However, forensics later revealed that no such jog had occurred. At one point, Josh even tried to collect the insurance money but was denied because the death was still under investigation. Feeling desperate, he moved in with his brother in the middle of nowhere. And that's where police found him. But this is where things get weird. Officers approached Josh and asked to search his home. They suspected they would find evidence of foul play. But what they found instead was a pile of burned documents, some children's toys, blood in the basement, and traces of Susan's DNA to make matters worse. Surveillance footage revealed Josh buying a tarp around the same time his wife went missing. What makes this case particularly eerie is that when police finally searched the site where they found the backpack, they also found the bones of Susan's two young sons. They had been missing since February 2010. As you can probably imagine, the community was shocked. What kind of monster could do such a thing? In the end, Josh Powell took his own life during a heated child custody visit, but many believe he was responsible for his wife and son's deaths. Now check out This Day in Crime History, or click this other link for another video ULL.